everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm super excited to finally test out and wear the new Cover FX Power Play Concealer. I love their Power Play foundation. It is one of my all-time favorites, definitely a go-to. So when I saw that they were coming out with a concealer, I had to try it. I knew I had to try it. So this little guy here retails for $30 US. It can be found in 30 different shades, which is quite the range, especially for a concealer. That's usually what you would see in like a foundation range, but for a concealer, 30 different shades. I grabbed the shade G Plus Medium 2 to try out today. So this claims to be a long-wearing, crease-proof, weightless, full-coverage concealer. It is supposed to instantly brighten and conceal dark circles as well as any other imperfections along the face. It also claims to be able to blur out fine lines while also providing next-level pollution defense. So this little guy also can be used in order to contour and highlight. Now, depending on what you're trying to do, you're going to want to choose a different shade. If you're trying to contour, it recommends that you do 2 to 3 shades deeper, and if you're trying to highlight, it recommends 1 to 2 shades lighter than your complexion. For concealing, I like to stick to something that's fairly close to my complexion. I like to match my concealers to my actual complexion. I just feel like I get better coverage underneath the eyes that way. It also should be noted that all Cover FX products are vegan and cruelty-free. The Power Play Concealer in particular is also free of parabens, fragrance, mineral oil, talc, gluten, phthalates, and certain damaging sulfates. And this concealer is meant for all skin types. As far as how to apply it, you're supposed to be able to just dot the concealer directly over dark circles, blemishes, or other imperfections using the spherical applicator and blend with a fingertip, brush, or sponge. More dots equals more coverage. Now the applicator on this concealer is actually very, very unique. I've never seen anything like it, and I really like the concept of just being able to directly just dot the product onto the under eye area using the top of this little bulb. So per usual, I am going to be testing the concealer out with and without a color corrector. I'm going to be color correcting just a little bit here on the right side, and I'm not going to do anything here on the left side. I want to see what kind of coverage we get with and without a color corrector underneath. And I am going to be setting it just very, very lightly. It doesn't specify whether or not you should set it, so I'm just going to set it in order to try to prevent it from settling into my fine lines here underneath my eyes. What I'm going to be using to set is my RCMA No Color Loose Powder, and in order to color correct, I'm going to be using my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in the shade Medium to Deep. So now I'm simply going to jump off camera really quickly in order to color correct the right under eye area. I'm also going to be applying foundation onto the entire face before coming back and concealing. Okay, so now I am back with foundation and color corrector here. So now it is time to conceal. So it states that you should dot it onto the under eye, and then you can blend it out with your finger, a brush, or a sponge. I think I'm going to try my finger first, and then I'm going to go in with my 3D HD blender and continue to blend it out if it needs to be blended out a little bit further. And that might have been too much. Okay, now I'm going to apply it onto the non-color corrected side, and then I'm going to go back and blend it out using my 3D HD blender. As far as the finish on this, it doesn't really say anywhere. The Power Play foundation kind of gives you a matte, it gives you a matte finish. I wonder if we're going to get the same finish with the concealer. Okay, so now that I've blended it out with my finger, I feel like I still need to blend it out a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with my 3D HD and continue to blend it out. Okay, so 2 things. A little does go a long way with this one. So start off small and then build up. That's definitely what I'm going to do. I kind of went in heavy because the applicator is so large. You don't need a whole lot of dots underneath the eyes in order to conceal. However, it's not giving me enough coverage, or at least I don't feel like it is. The color corrected side definitely is getting a little bit more than the non. I can still see my dark circles peeking through kind of everywhere here on the left side. On the right side, not so much, mainly just like right here and a little bit out here. So I am going to apply it just a little bit more, but I'm going to be light-handed with it. I'm not going heavy. and just apply it here and here. Again, I'm going to start off by blending it out with my finger, and then I'll blend it out some more using my 3D HD blender. Okay, now I'm going to blend it with my damp 3D HD. Oh yeah, I wonder if I even have to set this because it looks really good right now. And I don't want to set it and then mess it up. I'm having a bit of a dilemma in my head. Okay, so that second layer of concealer definitely helped. You can build this up. Remember, more dots equals more coverage. So I'm glad that you can build it up because the first layer just wasn't enough for me, but this one is definitely giving me full coverage for sure. Now I'm going to set it very, very, very lightly. I don't want to mess with it too much because it does look really good right now. Just a light, thin layer of translucent powder. Let's see here. All right, I like that. Okay, so right now it looks really, really good. I really, really love the coverage that it's giving me, and I love the way that it's sitting underneath the eyes. Even though I did build it up, it looks good. It looks good. So now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after initial application of the concealer. Okay, so this is what the under eye area looks like. I feel like I'm getting slightly better coverage here on this side that I've color corrected. I don't know, I can still see my dark circles peeking through just a little bit here, but nothing that I would say is too crazy. I mean, my dark circles are pretty severe, so it does take quite a bit to completely conceal them. I like the way that it's looking here on the color corrected side. It's definitely full coverage. So far, it looks good. Okay, so now that you've seen a close-up, I'm going to jump off camera once more in order to finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I'm back with a full face of makeup. So far, no complaints. Everything is still looking good. We'll see how the day goes though. It is currently 10:15 in the morning. I do plan on wearing this for an entire 8-hour day, coming back halfway through the day in order to show you all close-ups, talk to you all a little bit about how the concealer has been wearing, and yeah, I will see you in a few hours for my midday check-in. Okay, so now I am back for my midday check-in. It is currently 3:11 in the afternoon. So I've had this concealer on now for what, almost 5 hours, and it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. It is doing a really good job of staying put. It's not moving around or anything like that. Over here, for some reason, it looks just a little bit more dry underneath the eye than it does on this side. Other than that though, it's not settling into any of my fine lines, and yeah, it's still doing a good job of concealing. So now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after 5 hours of wear. Alright, so this is what the under eye area looks like up close. As you can see, it just looks a little bit more dry on this side than it does on this side. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the color corrector. The color corrector sometimes helps really matte concealers to not look so dry. Because the corrector itself is really creamy and it's a little bit tacky, I think that it just provides a little bit of moisture underneath it. So perhaps that's what's helping this right side out. Other than that, I do feel like I'm getting a little bit better coverage still on this side. Neither side has really changed in coverage since this morning. I started off getting better coverage on this right side anyway, so yeah. So that is all for my midday check-in. I do plan on finishing off my day at around 7 o'clock, 7:30, something like that. So I will see you all back here at the end of the night for my final thoughts on this new Cover FX concealer. Okay, so now I'm back for my final check-in. It is currently 7:22. So I've had this concealer on for a good 9 hours now, and I am ready to call it a day for today. My allergies are really starting to bother me. It's like, so before they start to mess with my face and get my eyes really watery and looking ridiculous, I'm going to zoom you all in one last time so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after 9 hours of wear. Okay, so this is what the under eye area currently looks like. I feel like the right side wore a little bit better than the left. The left just looks a little bit more dry underneath. It's not giving me as much coverage. It still has not settled into any of my lines. It has not done any of that, which I definitely appreciate. But I do feel like I got better coverage, and overall it doesn't look as dry underneath the color corrected side. So overall, I definitely prefer using it with my color corrector. So there you have it. After a full day's worth of wear, this is what we ended up with underneath the eyes. And like I said, I prefer it with a color corrector. It looks a lot smoother and it's giving me better coverage than without. Going forward, I will absolutely use it with my color corrector. The setting powder didn't really hurt the right side. I wonder if perhaps that provoked the concealer to look even a little bit more dry underneath the left side. Doesn't matter though, I prefer the coverage with the color corrector underneath, so that is how I will continue to use it. Overall, definitely not a bad concealer. It did not break up on me, it didn't wear off. I had it on for an entire 9-hour day, which is a pretty long day, and I felt like I had pretty good coverage. Even though I had better coverage on this side, it still wasn't bad. It wasn't an awful concealer. I absolutely love the foundation, and the concealer with a color corrector is not bad either. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this product review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future product reviews, makeup tutorials, anything beauty related. And also don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media platforms where I absolutely love to interact with you all. I am All Beauty by Sarah with an H on Instagram and All Beauty by Sarah without the H on Snapchat and Twitter. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.